Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Why is this? Well, Thanksgiving, it's about giving thanks. And I like that concept because there's nothing really else attached to it. There's no religious connotation. There's no obligation to give someone a gift. It's about thanks. And what do people say? Like around my table is, what are you thankful for this year? Right? What have you been thankful for this past year? And so it's not about this. For me, Christmas was something I was obsessed with when I was a kid because it was all about getting something, what I wanted. Oh, I can't wait to get the new video game system or get the clothes or whatever it is that I asked Santa for. And as I got older and I started being the one having to give gifts, I started seeing the weirdness come out of my expectations of, I got you this thing, but yet you didn't get me anything, or you didn't get me, I spent $100 on you and you only spent $20 on me. This weird pettiness that comes over. And then you see the craziness that people go through with, we've kind of ruined Thanksgiving commercially because of Christmas, where it's Black Friday, where people are, stepping on each other's throats to get the last Tickle Me Elmo, wherever BS, item it was, item it is this year. And it's just, for me, I like the day of Thanksgiving because there's none of that other stuff attached to it. There's no gifts. It's just thanks. It's just food. It's just family or friends. I've been with Friendsgivings, and it's just, hey, we're gonna sit around and we're gonna talk and we're gonna have food and we're gonna maybe play some sports or we're gonna watch some football. Excuse me. But we're not focused on something else attached to that thanking. You've got Easter and it's candy and it's religious connotation. Christmas, there's also a religious connotation for some people. And I like the fact that it's just about giving thanks, and it's about food, because I made a video yesterday about the food and I love all that turkey and stuffing and pies and that homey food. For me, I love it, and I can eat and eat and eat. And if you want to learn how to not gain weight over the holidays or during Thanksgiving, watch my video from yesterday. But the giving thanks thing, another reason why I really love this holiday, other than just, the simplicity of it and the food aspect, is I'm not someone who sits and I don't pause and I don't reflect and I don't think about what I'm grateful for very often. I'm someone who finds faults. I know what I'm not thankful for. I know what's wrong in my life. I know what I need to improve in my life. I know what's wrong with the world. I know what's going to destroy our country. You've seen my videos about why things are collapsing. And if you've looked at my channel, the way that my brain works is I'm very, I'm hyper-focused and I find faults. That's kind of what makes me a good personal trainer, is if you're doing something wrong, I need to correct that. That's my job. I'm there to correct that. I'm there to push you to do more because you're not at your level yet. And so it's never enough. Oh, you did 10 this time. You did 5 last week. You did 5 this week. Well, we're going to do 15 next week. It's never enough because we're always gaining. We're always improving. And that's just one small aspect, but I carry that into all aspects of my life. And it's exhausting. It can be exhausting. I don't take time regularly to reflect and be thankful. And so I love that a holiday comes around, and this whole week I've been thinking about what I'm thankful for, what I'm grateful for, and that makes me feel better. I know I should probably do it more often. I can set some goals for myself, and excuse me, something stuck in me. Something stuck in me. Maybe some gratitude needs to get out. But I should probably start having that part of my daily routine where I reflect on what I'm grateful for, even if it's just something simple like, hey, I have a bed to sleep in and I have sheets to cover me in that bed. I'm always trying to find faults, and this is one of the things that affects me a lot, is because I find the faults in myself and I find the faults in the world. So it's a negative connotation, and that's just my personality. I don't think that's ever going to change. So I have to practice ways of finding, what I'm thankful for and what I'm grateful for and the positive side of things, because my nature is not like that. I'm just naturally not like that. So again, it might make me a good trainer, but it might make me very hypercritical of the people around me, the world, myself, and that's not good. So I love the reminder that this is about thanks. It's about giving thanks. I also like that there's the word giving, because I like giving, and I like, of course, I like receiving. Everybody likes getting things, but for me, giving is much more rewarding than taking. Now, I can get in my own mind and I can get in my own head and I can only want to take. But when I do give, when I find myself giving, it only good things happen. I've talked about when you give, you get tenfold. You know, if you give one thing, you tend to get a lot more back. It might not be always be tenfold, 10 times the amount that you gave, but it tends to work out in your favor more often than not when you give, especially from a vacuum, where meaning that you don't have any expectations. It's not because someone gave something to you and then you're going to give. It's not some ping pong effect. It's just, I'm going to start this process of giving. I'm going to push the ball forward and then we're going to see where it goes. And that type of giving is super powerful. And I feel like that happens a lot around this time of year where people, they donate to charities and things to help feed families during the holidays. I know I was I was an editor for a Republican women's group, and I know random, right? A man who's the editor for a Republican women's group. That's one of the reasons why I stepped down. Was I said, look, you know, the editor for their magazine. I said I want someone who's a woman who's can contribute to your magazine a little bit more than me. Who I'm not a Republican either. And so anyways, but they gave to families in the military, and they gave to, you know, military overseas, and they really helped out the communities. They did all these great things, and they even ramped it up during the holidays. And whenever there was a holiday, there was something. But Thanksgiving is one of those ones that it just reminds you to, number one, be thankful, but to also to give. And it's in the name itself. You know, Christmas, Christ, miss. It's there's that religious connotation which can turn people off. Oh, I don't celebrate that. Happy holidays, not Merry Christmas. All that type of stuff. You don't have any of that with Thanksgiving. You know, people might talk about the Indians and stuff like that. Hey, if you look at the pictures, all right, it was those people coming together, the Pilgrims and the Indians coming together and hanging out. So for me, that's what I look at. Now, sometimes, you know, when you have these events, family, and it's not peaceful. But if we look at just the scope of what we're talking about, the holiday itself, for me, that's my favorite part about it. The obligation to be with family and to be around people that you don't normally necessarily want to see. That, of course, is not, you know, it can turn out bad, right? For some people, and they have to grit their teeth through the dinner, and maybe they don't enjoy it. And trust me, I've been there, and I'm probably going to be there this year. But what I'm saying is there's also this Friendsgiving. You see people do that all the time, where they have another separate event where it's just with their friends, their homies, and their buddies, and things like that. And so I love that this holiday is so basic, so simple, and it's about that being thankful, and about giving, and about eating, and about sharing time with one another, versus, again, these obligatory things of gift giving and gift getting, right? What did you get me this year? And these expectations. There's no religious connotation with it. It's just about sitting down, breaking bread with one another, having some fun. You know, football. People can like it or not. It's just, hey, it's just about being together and sitting around the fire or sitting around the table. And for me, I like that my family does have that tradition of being thankful. So that's all we got for today.